I thought the district attorney's office was to find justice, wherever the truth may lead them. But they didn't do that in my case. It's not about convictions. You know, it's about justice. You know, it's not like we're making something up. This is what happened to me. If it happened to me, it can happen to you. You know, you got a 20-year-old something kid that you're charging first-degree murder with, just because you can, just because you think you can get a conviction. Yeah, you can get a conviction. You lie and cheat and steal. You know, I didn't think they had any evidence. I thought, well, you know, I wasn't even in the state at the time of the murder. You know, so I decided. I said, well, justice to prevail. I believed in the justice system at that time. And, you know, they go and talk to people up in Idaho and see how I rode the train and stuff all the way up there and met people, you know, people seen me, you know. So it wasn't like they couldn't prove it. And, but the district attorney's office, Doug Herndon and William Kephart, they stuck to their guns and decided that they were gonna try me. You know, they had a confession, Crooked, they had a confession that was typed. You know, you gotta remember, Northtown was brand new back then. This is a state-of-the-art facility. When you go in them interrogation rooms, they've got a tape recorder and a TV camera right there, built in the wall. Tape, and here's everything. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Worked good, it's brand new. But they said that they didn't want to do it that way. They didn't want to do it that way because they know I didn't give a confession. So they had it typed up, a confession typed up. And they said they had a secretary typing it as I was giving a confession. And if you look at the court records, it says I gave a confession in her office. I said, okay, well, but I never left holding. If you look at the camera, and the film and all that, you can see I never left holding. The only time I left holding when they take me out to go to Clark County Detention Center. And recording equipment worked just fine. Wasn't nothing wrong with that, so why didn't they use it? You know, if you look at the documentation, you get the phone records. Rick Rock sent me a Western Union money order to Napa, Idaho on the day of the murder and the day after. Well, he sent it that night that the murder supposedly happened. I picked it up the next day on the 4th. I said, that was, you know, he had all that documentation. And they asked him, who all you sent money to? I didn't send the money to only one person. I said, I sent it to Fred STEESE'S. And he said, you're sure about that? And I'm absolutely positive. And you know, he didn't waver at all. He said, look, y'all can argue, you can yell at me all you want. And I said, but there's only one person ever called me collect, because I asked him to, and that was Fred STEESE'S. And there's only one person that I ever sent money to. Flying witnesses in the middle, defense witnesses in at the middle of the night, arguing with them all night, and then sent him back out on a private jet. They took him to a private jet, made him go all the way back to Pennsylvania, fly back with documentation that he could prove that where I was a phone record that I called collect. I was the only one that called him collect. And, you know, they just withheld all that stuff. The jury never heard all that. You know, they never turned it over to us. They told him, they put him on another flight on a live jet back to Pennsylvania that night and told him never to talk to the defense or Fred STEESE'S. They put me in, my first day there, I was in overflow. And I just walked in the unit, had my tub and stuff with me. My door hadn't even opened up yet. And I'm just standing out there waiting. And cause they said the guard would be over momentarily to show me where I'm going. I said, okay. Next thing I know, here comes the Mini 14 blast off. Ting, 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 ting. So I hid behind a pillar. You know, when the pillar's holding up the roof. I spent the first 8 years on death row. And I got myself off of that. Just learned the law. And I told myself I'd never give up fighting to try to prove my innocence. Because I knew in my heart, God knew, and everybody knew that I didn't do this crime. know, I'm out here lost half the time. Half the time I'm homeless, half the time I'm begging my attorneys and stuff for food and stuff. You know, so it's not been an easy road, but I knew that I would prevail sooner or later. I started looking for work, and Channel 8, you know, bless their heart, they did a real nice piece on me. That first week I got out, they followed me to job service and all this stuff, and, you know, telling me I got to do emails and all that. You know, I'm 22 years in prison. I don't know nothing about email. I said, I can't even use the phone. I barely pump gas. It's all new. You know, it ain't like it used to be. You know, I thought you had self-service. I thought you had full service still. Y'all ain't got no place out here where a guy comes out and fills your gas up no more. Y'all ain't even know nothing about that. You know, how do you replace 22 years of a man's life? They violated probably every one of my rights, civil rights that you can think of. I said, but you know, they can't get punished though. They're district attorneys. They're immune from prosecution. All he cared about was a conviction. He was a little hotshot runt back then, and that's all he thought. He thought his shit instinct. You know, and he had the power. He had that power, you know, to find me guilty, even when I wasn't. And he knew. And all these years, he didn't do nothing. You know, I'm waiting in the hall one time. Kephart said, you know, I'm seeing you get the death sentence and die. You know why? I go, why? What have I done so bad to you? He said, because you're just all white trash. That's all you are. Just white trash. Nobody cares if you missed it. Herndon didn't do it. And Herndon even said, they did an interview because his daughter asked him, what about Fred STEES'S, Dad? And he had to break down with his daughter and say, that one bothered me. I messed up. You know, he was honest with his daughter, but neither one of them never give me an apology. He said, I'm sorry for it. You know, I made a mistake. You know, I understand that. You know, I'm open to apology. Apology go a long way with me. You know. When it comes vote time, y'all got the power. Nevada strong to get these two out of office. Do not vote for Doug Herndon and William Kephart. They're just plain evil in disguise. If they do something like that to me, you know, why wouldn't they do it to you?